I was brought up going to church from a very young age, as far back as I can remember. And on top of that, I was going to private Christian schools until grade 5. It wasn't fun. I didn't like going. I had always been a rebellious type of person. I turned my back on anything that had to do with God, and I went my own direction, and I just started experimenting with drugs probably in grade 8. You know, they say that weed is the gateway drug. You know, you hear that saying, and I remember hearing that saying. I remember hearing that and just laughing at it like, gateway drug. What a stupid saying. And it was. It just opened the doors to new things, right? And it's not just the drug, it's the people that come along with that drug, it's that lifestyle. I was using, not every day, but I was binging on it, and until the age of around 16, and I ended up getting my high school girlfriend pregnant at the time, and she had an abortion, and I remember I just didn't know what to do. I flipped out, and I left and I went out west. I was on my own for like the first time with just no authority, and I lived in Banff, which is a party town. Everybody that works there lives there, right? And when you're done work, there's nothing else to do because you're out in the mountains and you party. And that's, I think, when I started chronically using drugs and drinking a lot of alcohol. When I came back from there, I would say I was a full-blown addict. And once you get into the nightclubs and the older you get, the more drugs you get introduced to. And that's when I found cocaine. And became addicted to that for like 9 years. I found out that the girl that I was dating for about 8 years, she got pregnant. And I found out I was having a child. And I went to a 3.5-month treatment center in Ottawa. I graduated the program, and I came home. I was scared of being a rotten father. I was afraid of just all the stuff that happened to me that I would do to my kid. And I was just overwhelmed. And God hadn't even come into my life yet at this time, right? All I knew was just to try to stop using, right? I went back out and I relapsed. And when I relapsed, this is when the mother of my son, she ended up leaving me because she thought there's no use for me, right? I'm not gonna get clean and sober. I've been using the whole time she knew me. She didn't know me any other way. And they left, and it was just me. I need to do something about this. So I went to treatment. I actually, when I was in treatment in Ottawa, that's when they introduced me to a 12-step program, Narcotics Anonymous. I started doing step 1, 2, and 3, you know, then step 4 is we took a fearless and moral inventory of ourselves. And I couldn't go on to the 4th. I was so scared to like look myself in the mirror and get honest with myself. I still couldn't do that. Yeah, I was still struggling with 2 and 3 because I was holding on to all these resentments from my past. And I resented God because these are people that are telling me to love God, and you're doing this stuff to me? I don't understand this. Step 2 to 12, is God's in every single one of those steps. And I needed to learn about God. So I decided, you know, I'm gonna go back to church. I started going back to church, but I was hearing the same message, and I didn't like it. And it's funny, I heard if you want to make God laugh, just make plans. And I thought I'd make a plan of, okay, I'm ready for a relationship. You know, I've been single for a year. So I went on this online dating thing, and I met this person, and thought, we went out on a date, and nothing transpired, but we became like best friends. And she goes to this church. She goes to Starting Point, and she asked me one day if I wanted to go to church with her. And then I just kept coming. You know, it's God at work, right? But He's pushing you. It's Him. It's not me, right? Because if it was me, I'd be sitting at home, right, flipping through the TV, trying to find something on. And I don't know. The more I came to Starting Point, the more I was enjoying it. I was just hearing everything I needed to hear, and it came to the point where I found myself, you know, people would call me up, hey, you want to go golfing on Sunday mornings? And I'd be like, no, man, I'm gonna go to church. You know, that's not me, because I would blow off anything for golf. So I started going to a Tuesday night Connect group, and you know what? It's good to come out here. I like coming out here. I feel a part of this. I really do. I think one thing I'm glad too is that my son comes. He's there, and I know something's getting into his head. I know there's a seed being planted. And God's gonna work through me to reach him because he's a special kid, and you know, maybe he can do amazing things in this world, right? So if there's anything that I want people to take out of this interview with me is that I live my life as a mess. You know, my life was a mess, and I heard it say that God takes a mess and makes a message out of it. So I am the mess in that message. I'm so happy where I'm at. And I know I can get so much more happier. I'm not even close to being perfect, but I don't need to be perfect anymore. You know, he works for everybody. You just gotta believe. That's pretty much all I can say.